And if I can order off a TV and I need it in, if I'm going to be moving into a community that's supposed to be assisting me with my care, I think the expectations are going to grow tremendously, and I think they're going to have to become more cutting edge.
So, just in general terms, the sort of the e-call system, life safety system. One of the things that we usually tend to think of these things is there's the risk mitigation side of having a way for the residents to push a button and summon help, and then there's the the enhancing the resident experience side, like some of the things you just talked about, like being able to order food through some sort of a portal in the room, or whatever that may be. Do you, in your mind, do the systems need to offer both of those, or as an executive director, are you thinking, this is my e-call, this is my risk mitigation side, and then I'm going to get other systems to lay on top of that that'll be part of the enhancing the resident experience side, or would you prefer that those be the same system?
Again, I think it's probably where you're at in the life of the community. If you're an existing, I call it the legacy type building that's been around for a while, it's going to be separate. It's life safety. It's what do I need? And again, staffing is always going to play a role. So if you have that two-way communication, you have to have somebody able to answer that call immediately. Even though the pagers are, sending out that signal, it's not always an immediate response. And so once you start having the voice and that immediate expectation that somebody's at the other end answering, so then you get staffing concerns. And anything that is an amenity, that is going to be secondary to safety, unless you're building a new community or rebranding, and now you've got this upper end, more, experience. But I can't see them entertaining the idea to bring in too much more technology in these older buildings. It's just keeping that safety level where it needs to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. We're just taking some quick notes here.
Okay.
So in the larger category of technology spending, what would you expect the spending to be directed toward in the next 1 to 5 years? What kinds of technologies would you expect to be purchased?
For residents, for staff, for
either.
Any of that?
The larger pool of capital that a life safety system would compete with. We're curious what other things are on the menu.
I will say there is a caution on having too much technology, because then you're accountable for it. So if that makes sense. So if I have a system, I worked with a company that had the option of motion sensor. It was a memory care community, and it was a brand new building, beautiful, and they installed motion sensors. So we could, say goodnight to one of the residents, and once we put them, safely to bed, we could turn that sensor on. And if there was any movement in that room, it was relayed. I loved it. But having that, you're also accountable for it. So that, I think, can also be an issue for some companies, is they only want to have so much information. Again, because if you can't staff for it, then you're going to be held accountable for it.